This is beautiful, brothers. Just more of an indication that we're on the brink of Yahweh's return and the beginning of our eternal rulership. And now I'm going to close it out with a few scriptures. I'm going to start it off in Revelation chapter 9, verse 12. One woe or destruction is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. And that first woe was World War I, that second woe, World War II, which is past, and that third woe, which is World War III, the Battle of Armageddon and the Battle of the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which is about to take place. And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar which is before God, saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, Loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And where is the river Euphrates? In the Middle East, where the Battle of the Valley of Jehoshaphat is going to take place. Which brings me to a quick side note in Joel chapter 3. I'm going to start at verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, the United States, Russia, China. Prepare war, such as creating those smaller tactical nuclear missiles so they'll have more to use. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak, such as Iran, say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come down, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. And those mighty ones are the angels of the Most High. Think about those four angels bound in the great river Euphrates. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which means Yahweh's Shaphat, or Yahweh's judgment. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about, and that judgment is for what you've done to the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans during our past captivities, where we were slaves unto you, chiefly you, Esau, the so-called white man, for what you've done to us since the beginning of your little season of rulership, which began in the Renaissance through the transatlantic slave trade up until now, where you're still oppressing us. Verse 15, and the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men. And what these angels are waiting to be loose, and the reason these angels are waiting to be loosed is because a few more major prophecies need to reach their fulfillment, such as chiefly the mandatory implementation of the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And I did a calculation on this third part of men, and there's estimated to be about 7.6 billion people living in the world right now, and a third of that is 2.5 billion, so that goes to show a lot of people are going to be killed in this nuclear exchange. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and that's 200 million, and this is speaking of those nuclear missiles. And I heard the number of them, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth, and of brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, those nuclear warheads, which are fierce like a lion from that nuclear destruction they leave behind. And out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone, that nuclear destruction, again, which they leave behind. By these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke, and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth, those nuclear warheads, which you have to remember, one warhead can break open and release many smaller nuclear warheads. And in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. And that tails like serpents is speaking of the smoke from those rocket boosters on those nuclear missiles. And now I'm going to close it out in 2 Esdras chapter 16. I'm going to start at verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, which we know the United States is in the reincarnation is Babylon the Great, that virgin daughter, and Asia, the Chinese, which are the Moabites, among other Asian nations. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Now I'm going to jump down to verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. And do you know any archers who are able to shoot their arrows to the ends of the world? Of course you don't. This is talking about those nuclear missiles, which those nukes in the scriptures are compared to as arrows and flying swords and such. And this is the Most High who's put his spirit on these nations to shoot these missiles around the world, to chiefly destroy the United States and turn this landmass into the lake of fire. So as you brothers can see, we're close to this beautiful battle of Armageddon, which, as I just said, is more of an indication that Yahushua is about to return and that we're about to enter our eternal rest and rulership. So with this video, I hope you brothers are edified. Keep pushing on. Kwam Yasharala, Abba Babal, and until next time, Shalom.